It's the 21st of July. We're about to take part in our first ever Champions League game, and we've already gotten to £3 million in the bank when just last month, in the beginning of July, we had just £2 million. So what transfers have been made? And let's find out together, shall we? Well, the first player we brought in was Michael Okeke. He was a player that we were looking at last year on loan. We tried to get him loaned. He refused to sign for us. He then went to Debreceni. He then went to Bari on loan last year, and they got released by Man City. And as soon as I realized he was able to be brought in, we were looking at him. Someone else tried to go in for him. I cannot remember the team that tried, but once we got the deal done, once we realized we can get him, we went for him, and he accepted our deal to sign for us. And we've now got another young Hungarian in our ranks, and it's a very good signing to have made. Yes, we're paying 5.5 grand a week, but he's only 20 and will only get better from here. And he's a free transfer, so we can probably make a lot of money from this guy in the future. And then this still happened. JLAB Think has left us for £1.3 million. I honestly didn't want to do this deal, but as soon as the offer came in, I was told, yeah, he wants to go to this team and he'll be upset if he doesn't get the move. So I thought, you know what? I'll try and make a profit. We made a profit of £1.3 million. We can get an extra £300,000 down the line, and not all of the money's up front, but for what it's worth, he's not been a terrible deal. We made a profit on the guy, and we can still do good things here. So I'm happy with the move we've made. I'm happy with the fact we've made the money we have, and we have replaced him. So it's not like it was something that was out of my hands and I couldn't do anything about it. It was so early in the transfer window that I had time to replace him before the first Champions League game. But I wanted to make moves elsewhere, and the first person I brought in was Serge Aurier, and we made him our new starting right back. Yes, he's 33. He's got a 1-year deal. It's a thing that we cannot have players over a certain age have more than 1 year in their contracts. It's a 1-year deal. He's playing for us for a year. He's got a lot of experience. Hasn't been relegated since his very early days before he went to PSG. And as far as I'm concerned, he brings a lot of experience and he's going to be very useful. Yes, he did have the best times at Forest, but let's be honest, he's not really good enough for the Premier League anymore. But for the Hungarian Premier League, this feels like a very good steal. And he's a leading player for our division. He's an international with almost 100 caps. I think we've done well to get him. The fact he's also a decent coach as well really makes it worthwhile to get this guy in. So yeah, Serge Aurier could be my next older talent that I make into a coach long term. It'd be quite nice to do actually, after all. We've already done it with Ekdal. We got rid of some players on loan. Dua's been an example on one of those players that's now gone out on loan. We sold Petr Sekhan for £33,000 to Sheriff Tiraspol, and I thought, you know what, that's a good deal. We signed him for a free transfer. He barely played for me. Was on loan for the last 2 years elsewhere, and the fact we made a 33 grand profit is really good for our point of view. And Alex Sesbo has also joined him on loan on a deal that honestly could see us make a further £400,000 down the line. So if we get that kind of money for this guy, that's an outstanding bit of business. And I'm hoping that they take him up on the offer, because it feels like one of those deals that I could see him going for, and he'll be enjoying himself enough that he wants to stay forever. Or at least until the end of his contract. Admittedly, all that money is not up front, but it's a good deal as far as I'm concerned. I've also just realised it's only until the end of December, so he might be back for the next transfer window anyway. We then signed James Morris on a free transfer. He was released by Watford and we were able to pick him up. We're paying 4.5 grand a week for his services. He can get better. He's a leading player for the division who could become a star player. With an extra whole star and potential still to go, I think we've got a steal here again. So another good talent on the books. And then perhaps the most risky of my deals that I've done, I've brought in Roman Egan-Riley on loan from Tottenham Hotspur. He's got a year left in his contract with Tottenham. He's a promising centre-back. If he develops really well, I will just try and poach him at the end of the season. They do have the optional extension for another year, still in his contract, but For what it's worth, he was on loan at Northampton Town last year, so the fact we're making this decision is potentially risky, but he's also only 19, he's going to get better, so this might be a risky move, but it might not be a risky move. He's really good in the physical side of things. If he could develop mentally and technically, he would be very, very exciting for me. But we have made our replacement for Lubet Fink. Janis Blaswich is our new goalkeeper, starting goalkeeper. He's been paid 3.2 grand a week. He's on a 1-year deal. He's 35, yes, but he's quite the player to have for a 1-year deal. And if we can have him for 1 year, then go for the young Hungarian goalkeeper I've got my eye on next year, this would be really good. He was at Red Star last year, didn't play at all, despite the fact they won the league. So this would be a chance for him to start for us in the Champions League in this game today. I'm happy with his signature being on the books. We also sold Pinter to Lamel. He was not going to be in my first team plans this year. He's not good enough anymore. We played him 19 times. He signed for a free transfer, and we sold him for 33,000. So honestly, another good deal as far as I'm concerned. The fact we've got money for him really tells me just how much we might have ripped off Lamel, but at the same time, we might not have ripped off Lamel. But the last person we brought in before we met up is Martin Siganek. Now, I'm saying the name wrong. I know I am. I'm actually going to double check in the Google Translate for this. Martin Siganek. Okay, I wasn't actually that far off, but Martin Siganek has signed for us on a free transfer from Sparta Prague. I say free transfer. Technically, we paid £53,000 for his services because it was a compensation deal where we need to pay money to get him on the books. But he's never played for Sparta Prague. Apparently, he was their key player, which is a bit weird. And we played him today. So, key player because we don't have the league loaded, and that's all there is to their team. It's a bunch of grayed up players. Make of that as you will. The worst part is I almost considered going for Milian Yaros, who's also out of contract, and also someone we could poach. Let's scout him because we technically can scout the area. Why not? But that's how I found Siganek last time out. We found out he was playing for them and he was their key player. And I thought, you know what? 18 of age, it's worth a punt. So it's a risk because he's complacent after getting a new contract. And he apparently has a casual approach to training. So I might need to get him to buck his ideas up sooner or later, or put him in a mentoring group so his unambitious personality is not going to hinder his development. He could be really good, but at the same time, I might be regressing getting this guy. But if I can get £2.9 million for him in the future from any team, I think it's worth the deal personally, but that's just me. We are also trying to sell Majic. He's apparently going on his way to his new team for £53,000. So Sakadell, I believe, bought a player from us last year. Sakadell, I believe, bought a player from us last year. If I recall correctly, let's find out. I'm certain they did. Yes, they bought Lorenzik, and he's now retired and become a director of football. That's gone well for him. But yeah, we already sold a player to this team, and they like buying our players, apparently. For the fact we got him for £19,000, £26,000, we're doubling our profit, so this could be a good deal as far as I'm concerned. He was never really that good for us, unfortunately, but what can you do? We were blinded by the fact he got 22 goals in 34 matches in the third tier of Croatian football. But now we take on Sparta Prague, and I'm hoping we have a good time here. This will be the only game we'll be doing today, and I don't plan on coming back from the second leg, but it'd be good to see if we could do well and win this match. Whoever wins this fixture will end up taking on either Dinamo Zagreb or Bohemians. I don't see Bohemian getting through somehow. I just say that here and now. But there you go. The starting lineup will be this. It'll be Blazrich, Oya, Kusera, who's now hit with us, and I'm really excited for his development. He's already developing. He's a professional personality. I love him to bits. Egan, Riley, Morris complete the back four. Boxe, Palaversa, Okeke will complete the midfield. Matthias and Zemzemi in the wings, and Creses up front. Because we couldn't register half the players we wanted to, and because Siganek cannot play for us because he's not been registered, because he signed too late to be registered, and we can only register one more person, and I want to have my goalkeeper register for the competition. He's slightly annoyed, but I can work around that. He'll be fine sooner or later. We might be sending some more players either way. But still, let's get going, and let's see how we do in our first ever Champions League game. I wish I could say we had a highlight in the first half, but I've literally not seen a single highlight at all. So this is slightly awkward. Sergio Aurier has already been booked, so is that a good sign or a bad sign? Either way, Cristiano's had a good game so far, as has Blackstone, so it's not terrible. We just need to do better with our chances, honestly. It's the first half of the game. I've gone positive and I've demanded more from the players, so hopefully this is going to be something that gets us some highlights or charts that we can score from. I think if I get my back line and keep them together for a long time, I will have this back line for the next 2 years. And I said 2 descended defenders, nothing more, but they have got a chance, Sparta Prague. This would be awkward if they get the only chance of the highlight, and they've gone for goals over the bar. We've made 5 changes at once, so that might change the complexion of the game because of how many players have come on and try to help things along. But we've got an opportunity. We've scored, but he's offside. I can see the flag, and that's annoying because I thought we could at least take the lead here. That's a shame. But now, because we've changed the players, we might be getting the highlights here. Mim, Babel, Abied. The fact is, the players that we've brought on are most of the players that we've already seen and know about and have been in this team for a long time now. Hopefully, will help us along. As Zinzemi finds Mim, he finds Palaversa. Palaversa goes for a goal. I kind of needed a move past someone to run in there, but okay. Let's encourage the players. And another highlight, Zinzemi tried to play it across. Didn't quite work, and now they could get a counter-attack going. This is the only downside of our tactic is we can be caught a lot. We're giving away a free kick, but it's going to be played on anyway. And Pimpara can play it across. It's a goal. That's not ideal. Koksura has got the opening goal. And we're losing away to the Czech Republic side, Sparta Prague. I've gone very attacking. This might be about to come back to bite me, honestly, because they're going to go for goal. No. Blazwich then gets the ball here. If we get an late equaliser, this is going to make my decision to go attacking, very attacking, all the more worthwhile. But when you do it, you tend to leave yourself open a lot. Here's Babel. And I really need a goal now. I don't want to be losing my debut game in the Champions League, honestly, as Zinzemi is trying to do something. Ali, Boxe, goes for goal. Oh my goodness me, that was almost a goal. And Blazwic's going to come on. He's going to go up front. 6'4" goalkeeper. Can we do something here? No. No, we can't. That's all good. That's going to be offside, isn't it? No, the goalkeeper's going to take it comfortably. And that is going to be it. We're going to lose a Champions League debut here, and that's an absolute shame. But what can you do? I will say we shouldn't have lost that game. We were the better team, if we look at the stats, but we were just unfortunate that we were a bit short in our standards today. But what can you do? Oh, also, I forgot to mention this. I might have been trying to get this guy for £300,000 because I got the money to do it. I wonder if that's actually a good idea now. I look at him, and I think I might be pushing my luck a little bit here because he doesn't actually look that good. We're going to see what he wants. If it's too much, I might just say no. I'm not going for it, no. Yeah, I'm as soon as they wanted 4.9 grand, I'm not going for it. That's all I'm going to say. But we weren't at our best, and we probably deserve to lose this game, sadly. But what can you do? But what I'm going to be doing is ending this here. Look at the finances, because we need to do something about the finances still. Despite the fact we've got all this money, we're still expected to lose a lot of money because of the wages we're now paying. But what we're going to do is end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys would like and share this video and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. What do you think of my new signings? And do you think I've made some bad decisions so far? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on that down below. But anyway, until next time, goodbye and well, good night.